I'm Brandis Friedman at WTTW Studios in Chicago. You've been hearing that caring, consistent adults are key to the future success of young people in our community. I'd like to share with you now the story of local champion in the Englewood neighborhood of Chicago, Sally Hazelgrove, founder of Crushers Club. Here's her story.
My name is Sally Hazelgrove, and I am an American Graduate Champion. A long time ago, I spent time interviewing young men on the corners and asking them questions like what would get them off the block and what would they like to do and what would they like to have access to that they don't. Boxing was the #1 answer, but as well, I knew that they were making a little money out there on the corner. So I knew I had to create something that the youth would be in charge of, where they'd have a daily purpose, a sense of belonging. For sure, this is a family environment and a lot of love here, but as well, they needed to make a little bit of money. So at Crushers Club, we want to give them dignity. We want to show them that we value them and that they really are the ones operating this place, and without them, Crushers does not even exist. So they get complete ownership. They get to be the heroes, because they are, because mentoring is a big part of the job here. The training in boxing or in music production, the cleaning of the club, the doing the errands. I mean, you know, everybody pretty much does everything here. It's pretty tough. You know, you have to, I feel like a lot of the students need a little bit of extra encouragement and more positive feedback, because we know that education is key for them to succeed. We know that once we get them stabilized and not engaging in any type of gang activity, and if they're on probation, we terminate them off after a certain amount of time, that way they can finish their education. A lot of the youth don't get a lot of experience outside of the neighborhood, and so they don't understand that the real world does not operate the way we do in Englewood. And that's what our job is, to turn our youth into the change makers to make Englewood a thriving place. If they're on the payroll, on the leadership job program, their GPA should be trending upward. We work with them though, so we do not expect them to get straight A's if they came from getting all F's and D's. A lot of things can happen here during the day. The Voice of Englewood is performing, their people are writing songs, sometimes conflicts can arise. But when conflicts arise, actually those are my best days. Because whenever we have a conflict and then we resolve it, and I always say there's a gift out of every conflict, and it's actually the building blocks of learning things and continuing to be successful, and that we do not learn from being correct. We only learn from when we make mistakes. You know, we're such a family here that lots of days are full of youth going through things in their homes. Some youth will come in crying sometimes, you know. Sometimes youth have been suspended and they don't want to tell their parents, and sometimes, you know, they're having problems at school, or they've had a great day and they'll want to tell us about that and we want to celebrate it. And you have to be willing to give youth time to change. That's something else. When programs only go for 3 to 6 months, you know, we know, okay, if they're not in school, we're going to try to get them back in school. If they're having a lot of trouble, we're going to get them homework support here. So we're willing to take the time and invest multi-year in our youth. We've had youth graduate high school, they've been accepted into college, and that all they need is some encouragement and the same opportunities that we had growing up.
My little homie, man.
You know, to be honored as an American Graduate Champion is really ironic for me, and it's so humbling. Because #1, I did not graduate high school. I dropped out as a sophomore, and I continued to, you know, take the GED. But there was always a part of me that felt a little bit of low self-esteem because of that. I was very sensitive as a young person and had a hard time fitting in school, and I was making poor choices too. So when you guys came and told me that, I can't even tell you how for me, it brought me full circle. And I feel like that's what makes me such a great advocate for education, is because I know what it's like to not have an education. So for me to be an American Graduate Champion is just such an honor, and I'm just so proud, to be honest.
And Sally Hazelgrove is just one more example of someone making a significant difference in the lives of young people here in Chicago. Share your story on our website at WTTW.com/AmericanGraduate and join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag AmGradChicago. You can also follow us on Facebook at American Graduate Chicago, WTTW Channel 11. We'll be back with more, so stay with us for American Graduate Day.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
Hi, we're the Harris family, and you're watching WTTW Channel 11. Yay!